President Museveni took to the podium at 3 p.m. this afternoon, and his first observation that while Uganda was registering a high rate of growth, the growth was in sectors that bring little employment and foreign exchange to the country. Museveni called on investors to focus on core industries that would build the nation instead of peripheral ones that were not so important and were in fact dependent on others for survival.
Uganda needs more factories, not just beauty salons, bars, fuel stations like the ones of Nandala Mafabi.
On why the Uganda shilling had weakened over time, he threw blame on what he called the lawlessness of members of the opposition.
Basically, is lawlessness. Added to the problem of the relative scarcity of the dollars, hence the loss of value of the Uganda shilling.
The president highlighted areas which he believes would give the economy returns if they were well handled and would set the foundation for development. Among these, the physical infrastructure, especially roads.
44 roads in Uganda with a total length of 3,466 kilometers, 9 trillion shillings. To do these 44 roads, according to the rough estimates of UNRWA.
And while Uganda still lags behind in the power generation sector, he emphasized that important strides had been made.
In 1986, Uganda was generating only 60 megawatts. Electricity production with the Bujagari has expanded more than 12 times.
On the clamor for improved pay in the public sector, the president suggested that this should not be a priority at the moment, his argument being that with the little resources the country has at the moment, the needs of the majority should be put in consideration before individual needs like salary increments.
The only public servants that deserve pay rise are the scientists because they contribute decisively to the economy and their contribution is unique. It is not easy to replicate. A teacher can be dismissed and we get another one.
However, he promised that the 6 billion teacher pay rise promised will still go on this financial year. A key concern for the president was that while foreign investors were on the prowl for countries to invest in, Ugandans were acting as though they could do without them.
If you deceive yourself that investors are dying to come here, you are of no use to your country. You should put yourselves in the proper minzani.
And towards the end of it all, the president congratulated Margaret Ziwa, who on Monday was elected the third Speaker of the East African Legislative Assembly. She is also the first woman to hold the office since the regional body was revived in 1999. He denied claims that the NRM had fronted an official candidate, saying he is the one who authorized the candidature of both Dora Byamukama and Ziwa. Josephine Karungi, NTV.